Everyone, welcome back to another discussion based type video. I don't know what do you call this. The last time I made a video like this is on the lockdown lifestyle. For those who haven't checked that video out, go and check it out. It's on my channel. Today I thought of talking about a specific thing in my life that I'm over with. I've gotten across with. I've went through it all, so I thought of giving it much of an insight on what's the experience all about. And trust me, this is not my idea at all. A friend of mine suggested to do a video like this based on this topic where I explain the experience I have with my matriculation life. If you don't know what's matriculation, it's sort of like foundation. It's a 1-year, 2-year program offered by the government that you go through, and after finishing that you can go to your university and continue the degree on certain courses. I thought of doing this video because after he suggested, I felt like, it got me interested. I remember a time where I was trying to search on the internet after I decided direction I'm picking, whether matriculation or foundation. And after I decided matriculation, I tried to research on what is it like to be there, like how is the environment there, how is the place there, and how the whole lifestyle is. And I remember there were results here and there, but it wasn't consistent and it wasn't that captivating at all to read through or watch through. So I thought, I should give it a little bit of an insight as I've already gone through it, and maybe help some few people out there, if they have decided to go to matriculation or they're debating whether to pick matriculation or foundation. Disclaimer though, my experience does not validate any sort of accuracy towards your experience, meaning different people have different experiences and different take on the whole lifestyle, so yours might be different and my saying doesn't really mean that much, but you will get the basic sense of it on how is it all like. Yeah, I'm gonna be breaking in this video into some sections because I don't have any script, so it's just me direct, so I thought of breaking into sections and explaining bit by bit. Hopefully it's not a long video and it gives a simple basic explanation. First is education, which obviously is the primary thing on why you're going there in the first place. So for me, I got Selangor Matriculation College, this thing, and I don't know how accurate the rules and regulations of all this matriculation is, whether all of them are the same and the basic sense is the same. Like I said, education, if you expect the classes to be like university, like for me it wasn't. It was a mix between a university sense of classing style and school classing style. It's sort of the mixture between both of these. Like in universities you have like some free time here and there, you have breaks here and there, and same like matriculation, when you have classes you would have breaks here and there, but it's sort of still boring and same as high school was, like how secondary school is in Malaysia.
Same thing.
Not to say that the classes are always jam-packed, like in a week it really depends on what your timetable is like, because different people have different timetables. You just have to get used to it, and once you got used to it, I think it would be okay by then. Like it wouldn't really be a burden at all. Now for the schedule, there are days where it's going to be heavily packed with subjects, and there are also days that are going to be much more relaxing and easygoing, which is nice. I suppose it's okay that they have that kind of schedule, as long there are days where you don't have to meet up with a lot of subjects that can cause a lot of issues with your brain. Now the problem that I had during all of this schedule and stuff like that was the attire. I had to wear formal clothes, formal shoes, pants, belt, tie, go to class and then come back, which was aggravating because it's not really the attire that I enjoy. Maybe some will, but I didn't really enjoy that. There would be a day, probably in a week, a day or two, that you're allowed to wear the sports attire. Really depends on the matriculation or the teacher, whether they are easygoing on the attire or not. Now next is the facilities. Now in my opinion, the facilities are alright. It's not really that bad. It's not really well available, but it's not really bad as in you don't have certain needs. You have some of the basic stuff. You have all the sports related stuff. You have the basketball courts, the football fields where you play football, and track and field, you can do all of that. Everything related sports, I think you can do that freely there, except swimming. You can't do swimming unless you decide to swim in the puddle. And in my college they had a gym as well, so for those who got my college, good luck, I guess. Congrats, you have a gym. Yay. Go work on those muscles, work on the abs, work on the abs. That's a Last of Us 2 reference right there for those who don't know. In terms of food, it's not really the best food there. You can't go into the college and expect a wonderful service and assorted amount of foods and different courses of meal. Like, can't really expect that to happen. But the food is not really bad, it's still edible. So eat what you have. They also have this mini mart thing, especially in mine, where you can buy like snacks, instant noodles, bread, biscuits, drinks, ice cream. They have that. They also have printing services, stationery shop, buy all the rulers you want and buy all the razors you want. Especially in mine, they had 15 ringgit earphones, so hopefully you get one of those. Probably last like 2 months. And if you think that you can get food outside and you can go out willy-nilly, you're wrong. For my matriculation, there was a strict rule on going out. Like, you're allowed to go out, but there's a certain period. I think it's 2 weeks once or 1 week once. I can't really remember, but 2 weeks once or 1 week once, you're allowed to go out. You want to take a 1 hour, 2 hour ride to somewhere else, go ahead. But by 7 p.m. you should be back at the college. So you can go in morning and by 7 p.m. you should be back. As for your room, you get all the basic needs. Like I said, the college provides all the basic needs that you need. Alright, the next one, which is the final segment of the video, is lifestyle. And I think lifestyle is a very important thing because you want to know how you're gonna view all of this. And this is where I think I can share a little bit of my experience on the whole 1 year and how it went through. You would have to manage your responsibilities with your friends, your family, your studies, of course, mainly. Also, like small responsibilities like doing your laundry or anything like that. Now, you also have to expect that when you go through this matriculation college, you should know that it's not going to be a happy-going ride for 1 year. There are going to be times where it's going to be tough, it's going to be challenging, but it really comes down to you to continue forward with it. It's not really a bad thing. If anything, dealing with all of these tough environments and challenging moments gives you a little bit of insight on how the real life is, and it's not always like how you experience with your schooling days. In terms of lifestyle, my experience was amazing because in my case, I had a good chunk amount of friends that came from my secondary school to the same college as well. So they got the same college as me, and it was a fun ride. We had a lot of fun times, like a lot of memories. All of them are there, and it's fun. It's fun in a way that, they are going to be seeing the same thing. They're going to be in the same situation as you, and as a group, you're going to solve a lot of problems together. And that's where I think the friendship really plays a big part in. And for me, in my case, the friendship or the bond that I had with my friends really eased me out in a lot of times and parts. Like in a very simple thing is like assignments. Like, there are times where you'll be meeting with a lot of assignments and tutorials. You have to expect that to happen. You can get stressed at that time. It was a fun experience to deal with all of those stress with all the other crackheads in my group together and doing loads of shit that was amazing and memorable. Not literal shits. We are not doing literal shits, okay? Don't be dumb. There are times where you feel stressed and you absolutely despise the situation that you would be facing, but when you have buddies around, you get to ease out on that stress and you get to really calm yourself down. And they can help you in a lot of ways. They can help you distract and make it as fun as possible to solve or to be in that situation. And I believe that college or university in general is a great way to meet new people and make new connections. And it's a fun thing to, get sort of this strong connection with them. And it's not like I should know them in a much more personal level, but to have that connection with new people is really nice and it's really fun. And I think in the midst of all of the stress and everything that you might be facing, these buddies that you may have for a long period of time, or these new friends that you might have got, they can really help in making you feel better. Obviously, I can't really explain the value of friendship in terms of words. It's all about the feeling in it. Feel like you're alone, or you have to make new connections since you don't have your previous buddies from school. No worries, like you might have certain situations where you'll be put through and you would have that urge to make new friends and new connections, and in that way you'll get new buddies. It doesn't really matter on how big your circle is. Like even if you have one buddy throughout that whole 1 year that you're in college, it still elevates your experience. It still makes your experience worth it. So in terms of the lifestyle, I would say my one was not a very pleasant ride. There were a lot of bumpy situations and tough situations, but at least enjoyable to go through and enjoyable to handle. Yet again, I feel like my experience doesn't really validate on how your experience or lifestyle might be. For me, I had a lot of memorable moments and I can still remember and picture all of those. In conclusion, matriculation is not really that bad. If it is what it is for you, if you feel like you can handle all of this, you would have a different experience and you might enjoy it. At the end of the day, it's 1 year, it's gonna go fast, and you need this for your future education or whatever university that you would want to go. You need this to get the grades as an entry point to the university. So yeah, hopefully this video helped a lot of people out there. Do share to those who might be facing a situation where they don't know what matriculation really is and they're confused on all about. Hopefully you all enjoy the video. Do subscribe, turn on the notifications. I'll be uploading more videos soon. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye.